Welcome back to my channel. This is Captain Sherry, and today I am going to discuss about statutory certificate and mandatory certificate. Sometime a surveyor will ask you in the oral that tell me about the statutory certificate. And what happen is a candidate start, giving him all the certificate which he knows and which he has seen on board, which is not correct. What he is asking you is a specific question that give me only a statutory certificate. So you should start all the way from certificate of registry to MLC to safe manning document to cargo ship safety conception certificate, cargo ship safety equipment certificate, cargo ship safety radio certificate, cargo ship safety certificate if it is, combined into one, and then IOPP, International Sewage Pollution Prevention Certificate, Indian International Air Pollution Prevention Certificate, and International Air Pollution Prevention Certificate, International Load Line Certificate, International Tonnage, ISM Certificate, SMC Certificate, right? Security Certificate, right? DGDOC, Bunker, Oil Pollution Insurance, International Anti-Fouling Certificate, and Wreck Removal Certificate. All right. So these are your statutory certificate. Now, why they're called statutory certificate? Because that are required by the law of that country. Now, what does it mean? It means a very, very simple thing that that country has ratified the regulation. Understood or not? This certificate is required by a specific law of that country. Let me put it in that way. So what has happened is, say for example, there is a IMO and IMO has come with a certain convention, right? Say for example, Solis Convention after a tragic incident of Titanic. So after that, they came out with Solis. Now Solis is a convention, right? And IMO must have discussed it and they must have brought it into picture after so many assembly sessions. And now the individual member of IMO, or you can also call it as member state, must have taken it to the country and then it would have been discussed in their parliament and then it would have been ratified and then brought to their country. And these are what are called statutory certificate, isn't it? If somebody is saying to implement something, we cannot just implement in our country. We need to discuss in the parliament. We need to have those kind of, agreement, okay, with the other parliament members and parties, and then eventually it will come and it will be implemented in the country. So remember, guys, statutory certificate is required by the law of that country. So if somebody is asking you example, so you can say Solis certificate, right? Because Solis certificate is based on Solis Convention, and this convention has been already ratified by UK. So now UK ships has to carry cargo ship safety radio or safety equipment or safety construction. Why? Because UK has already ratified and it is a party to a Solis Convention as a member state of IMO. Right? Now, what is mandatory certificate? So, mandatory certificate is also required by certain regulation or industry standards or safety protocols. Okay, but it might not be ratified by your country or your state, right? Or it is still in the process. They've not ratified it. It is still in the process because this ratification also takes a lot of time. Sometimes a convention comes in, say, a particular year, and then it takes almost 4 or 5 years to get it implemented on that particular member state. Okay, what are the examples? So Suez Canal or Panama Canal, right? Now, why it became mandatory? Because when you're transiting through Panama and Suez, you need this certificate. Without that, you cannot, go through a Panama Canal. Understood or not? Right? So you need that certificate. Okay, so they will be not statutory certificate, they will be counted as non-statutory certificate or mandatory certificate, because when you are going there in that country, then you need it. Otherwise, you don't need it. Now, why we need that certificate? Because if I'm a UK ship owner, or I am a owner which has got a UK registered ship, I cannot only trade in UK. To get business, my ship has to move out from UK to another country. And when they're going to another country, I need those certificates. So they will be counted as a mandatory certificate. Okay, let's further go ahead and see what happened to a ballast water convention in UK to understand it further. Okay, so I'm talking about long back when on 8th of September 2017, ballast water convention came into picture. Okay, so UK at that time had not ratified this convention. Okay, so UK regulatory package had been draft. Government was trying to accelerate it, okay, and implement it into UK law, okay, and they set a deadline also. If you see the screen, they had already set a deadline, and that deadline was scheduled to be in 2020. But because of the COVID, there was a delay, okay, and because of COVID, they decided that okay, now we are going to do it in between 24th of March and 16th of June 2021. Now you see, the ballast water convention came into picture on 8 September 2017, right? But UK had not ratified that. So UK actually waited, okay, that let us draft it, present into a government, has agreement, and get it into a system. That is into UK law. Okay, but because COVID happened and all that, and then it got delayed, so then they came out and they said that we are going to now ratify it or get into our UK law in between 24th of March and 16th of June 2021. Okay, right? Okay, so what happened is, now if you go through MSN 1908, okay, if you go through MSN 1908, now they have already ratified the Ballast Water Convention, and they've also brought it into their UK law. Understood or not? So if you want further detail, I've just taken an extract, but MSN 1908 will give you the information. Okay, so what they did was basically, okay, International Convention for Control and Management of Ship Ballast Water Sediment 2004 was adopted at diplomatic conference held at International Maritime Organization. Obviously, it happened in 2004 and came into force on 8 September 2017. Look at this time period now. That is what I want to tell you. It was discussed in 2004 and came into force on 8 September 2017. So how many years? 2004 and 2017. You can calculate yourself. Right? Understood or not? Okay. And after it came into picture on 8 September 2017, UK also implemented it. But that implementation took some time, and the Merchant Navy Shipping Control and Management of Ship Ballast Water came into force on 29th of July 2022. Understood or not? Okay. So if you go through this MSN 1908, okay, so you will find that, there are all the details that how a certificate should look like. Okay. What are the different standards of ballast water management? Okay. What is D1 and D2, right? And a lot of things are there in that MSN 1908. Now, what I wanted to show through this was again this one. Okay, so mandatory certificate. So when there was this convention which came into picture on 8th of September 2017, right? 2017 it came into picture, right or wrong? 8th September 2017, right? But UK had not ratified it at that moment, right? So my ship, okay, say if I am a UK owner and if my ship has to go from, this is a UK flagship, and if my ship has to go from UK, say, to a country called US, and they have already ratified this particular convention in their country, understood or not? So now ballast water certificate at that time used to be called as mandatory certificate, because I am not going to apply only in UK water. I am going to go to USA. For going to USA, I need something. Understood or not? At that time, many ship owners were also carrying a statement of compliance. I will make a video on that also. What is statement of compliance? Okay, and then they were carrying it to another country, so that becomes a mandatory certificate. Understood or not? Okay, so it is not required by your particular or your law, but it is required by some other country. So that certificate becomes a mandatory certificate. I hope you have got a clarity of statutory certificate and mandatory certificate. So now, ballast water certificate will also be counted as a statutory certificate. Okay, for UK ships. Why? Why it is that? Because of this reason. Already, because it has came into force. See this. 20th of July 2022, it has come into force. So now it becomes also a statutory certificate. Understood? Thank you for watching. I will be coming with more videos, okay, and short videos. Any difficult questions which you have, please feel free to post your comments and I'll make a video on that. Thank you.